The BBC's confirmed that Jodie Whittaker is stepping down from her role in Doctor Who next year. She took over as the 13th Doctor back in 2017, and she was the first woman to play the Time Lord. With me now is our entertainment correspondent, Lizo Mizimba. So she's handing back the keys to the TARDIS. Will she be mourned by Doctor Who fans? Has she been a great Doctor?
Like all doctors that we've seen over more than 50 years, some will have liked her, some will have liked other particular doctors that have come in the past. For those of us that grew up in the 1990s, the fact that Doctor Who is still on air means that the Doctor has been a success and kept the programme going. It's fair to say that when her first episode aired, it got something like 11.5 million viewers, the Doctor Who's biggest audience for almost a decade. So there seemed to be a real groundswell of support, presumably because she was the first female Doctor. People were fascinated, really wanted her to succeed in the role. It's fair to say that over her first two series, the ratings did drop away to closer to what they were for her predecessor, Peter Capaldi's ratings were during his tenure. So not as big as it was at the start, but still delivering, what the BBC hope, if not the spectacular ratings that perhaps the Matt Smiths and David Tennants were getting in their time. But yes, I think people will be delighted by the fact that, we have had a female Doctor who's been doing different kind of stories, keeping the legacy of Doctor Who going, and certainly her place in history is assured. I think only 12 people have walked on the moon. There've only been 13 Doctors, so it's a pretty elite group to be in, isn't it? Really. So
that's a good comparison. It's a very good comparison. And of course, a bit like James Bond, there's always speculation about who's going to be the next Doctor.
Well, at this point, we don't even know who's going to be in charge of Doctor Who for when Jodie Whittaker and the current showrunner, Chris Chibnall, do stand down. Their last episode will be filmed over the next few weeks and months, but it won't go out until autumn, November 2022, to tie in with the BBC's centenary. So we don't know who's going to be in charge of Doctor Who when the next incarnation comes along, and they, of course, presumably will have a big say in who it will be. I mean, there's always speculation in the papers of people like, Michaela Cole, very much a performer of the moment. I'd be very surprised because, she's doing incredibly well, doing her own material, stretching out in all sorts of areas, big here, big in the United States, big around the globe. And it's a big, big commitment to do something like Doctor Who, to come in and spend perhaps 8-9 months of the year filming on just one show. So you need to catch people at that sweet point when they're coming along and they've got lots of talent and people are beginning to hear from them. But before they're too massively big, that other people can come along and swamp them with bigger offers or just more control or just better use of their time. People talked about Phoebe Waller-Bridge when before Jodie Whittaker was appointed, and it was always a choice of Phoebe Waller-Bridge is, she's got a huge, 20 million plus deal with Amazon. She's doing her own material all over the place. Does she really want to spend 9 months of the year working on a show that she doesn't write and she's not involved in except in just kind of acting, which is a hard job, 5-6 day weeks for 3/4 of the year. So there are people coming up. I mean, there's lovely people like Amari Douglas, who we saw in Russell T Davies's It's a Sin, actresses like Hermione Caulfield. There are people kind of coming along. If you'd asked me 2 years ago, I might have said Florence Pugh. But again, she's too big. She's an Oscar nominee. She's in Black Widow. She's doing massive stuff all over the globe.
Too big for Doctor Who, surely.
Well, it's a BBC can't compete with both the time and the cash that other people can offer. And I think you have to really love Doctor Who and be a really important thing to say, I'm going to commit 9 months of my life. They film in Cardiff at the moment, to actually do that to the exclusion of lots of other more lucrative offers that will be pouring in from over the world. So my short answer is I have no idea who's going to take over. There you go, Ben.
It took a long time to say that, I've got to say. Now, you did mention the showrunner, who's also leaving as well, and he's been quite important and slightly controversial amongst Doctor Who fans.
All showrunners will be controversial among Doctor Who fans. Doctor Who fans... they're very passionate about the show and they have strong opinions, a lot of them. So lots of them will have loved Russell T Davies's era when it came along. Lots of them will say it's not like what it was before. The same with Stephen Moffat, going back to when you had, producers in charge like John Nathan Turner in what we now call classic Doctor Who. So I think, he will have been pleased to get a massive show of interest, and he's the man that cast a female Doctor. So again, his place in history is assured. Maybe a bit of disappointment that they didn't hang on to more more of the viewers that came in with that first flush of excitement when Jodie's first episodes came along. But as I say, you know, for Doctor Who fans, it's been a long haul for us. The fact the programme is still on air, we still see as a big win. And any showrunner can deliver a programme where there's going to be another series after they leave, I will take that as a win.
And let me very quickly put you on the spot. Who was your favourite Doctor of all time?
That is a difficult one. If I'm being absolutely honest, it's at the moment it's a dead heat with between Tom Baker and David Tennant. But they're all good. They all bring something different, and that's the beauty of Doctor Who. It can reinvent itself with a new character in the lead role so many times, and that's what, you know, why it's a genius piece of programming and why so many people love it.
And it has had some great actors playing that role. Lizo, thank you very much indeed. Great to see you. Lizo Mizimba there, our entertainment correspondent.